What's up, Dream Team? It's Certified Buckets here, and today we will be talking about two young stars drafted in the same year, Luka Magic and Ice Trae. It's impossible to talk about these two without asking the question, who's better? Using stats, today we will find the answer. Let's first start with their size, as this alone can drastically affect the player's skill set. Luka Dončić is 6'7" and weighs around 230 pounds. Trae Young is smaller at 6'1" and weighs 184 pounds. As a much bigger player than Young, Luka Dončić would seem a little harder to guard in the post, but because of Trae's quickness, it makes him a deadly offensive threat around the arc. So, who is better? I don't think that I can truly decide that, but to get a small idea, I'm going to break this discussion into three different categories: scoring, playmaking, and leadership, which is their ability to lead a team to win. In this discussion, defense, I'm not going to talk about it because the big size difference will make it, a little unfair. So first, scoring. If you have ever watched either of these players in the court, one thing is for certain. They were both born for basketball. They both have this pure talent for getting the ball in the hoop, and they're both willing to carry a team on their backs. Over the course of his career, Trae Young has averaged a respectable 24.9 points per game, due to his crazy sharp shooting ability and his smooth mid-range floater. Luka, however, has averaged 26.1 points per game during his 4-year career, surpassing Young by just over 1 point. But also, Luka is averaging one more field goal attempt per game, so this is not good enough of a deciding factor to determine who is naturally the better scorer. This year, Trae Young has had a true shooting percentage of 59.1, 4% better than the league average. Luka sits below him at 55.4. But over the course of his career, Luka has a better field goal percentage at 45.5, while Trae shoots at 43.7. These two players seem basically exactly equal when it comes to putting the ball in the basket. But after a whopping total of 7 minutes looking through stats and trying to find drastic differences in these two players' scoring abilities, I couldn't find any, except for this one thing. While not huge, it was big enough of a difference that it jumped out of pages at me. Luka, in his 3.5-year career, has played in a total of 245 games. Trae Young has played in 259, a difference of 14. But Luka has outscored Ice Trae by 150. This, to me, was the deciding factor, so I would say that Luka Dončić wins in the category of scoring. And now, passing. This also is a close one, but I think we all already know who wins it. But just for the fun of it, let me walk you through some stats. In his first 3 seasons, Trae Young totaled 1,807 dimes. Luka had 1,534. Trae's average assists to turnover ratio in his first 3 seasons was 2.11, while Luka was sitting at 1.94. While I still think that Luka has crazy instincts for setting his teammates up with high probability opportunities, Trae outranks Luka in the passing category. Let me add a highlight reel of the impossible dimes that Trae dishes out. So, we're tied, 1-1. Our last category is leadership. We will decide who is better at leading a team to win, and who can their team count on when the game is on the line. Here, too, it is pretty spread out and equal. Trae averages 7 points in the fourth quarter in games that end in a win, with Luka at 5.6. Luka averages more rebounds, but that isn't really a surprise based on their size difference. Luka also averages 1.8 assists, while Trae is beneath him at 1. Remember, this is all in the fourth quarter that ends in a win for their team. They both are tied at 0.3 steals. So this, overall, is a pretty even match. Again, they both have, like I said earlier, outstanding passing abilities. They both stretch the floor and give their teammates more space to operate. So, again, who is better? To determine, I took a look at stats for when it matters most, the playoffs. Last year in the playoffs, Luka Dončić played astronomically better. Let's take a look. Dončić played at an insane level. He averaged 35.7, 7.9, and 10.3, with 1.3 steals and 0.4 blocks, compared to Young's 28.8, 2.8, and 9.5, with 1.3 steals and 0 blocks. Also, Trae Young's PIE is 15.7, while Luka's is at 18.8. 3 points better. So when all is said and done, these categories are not everything. So they cannot alone decide which player is better. But in these categories, I would rank Luka Dončić, Luka Magic, the better player.